up the hose in a 3-stack hose load. What we're going to do, we're going to start off with the nozzle first. All of our hose is going to be connected, all 200 feet is pre-connected. We're going to start with the bail on the inside here, right up against the tray. It's not going to hang out or anything like that. It's going to be right there at the tray. That way it keeps these extended nozzles inside of our engine. And we'll just start doing our flakes here, making our bites. Up here towards the nozzle, you can stagger them a little bit. That way it doesn't build up too much. Sweat. Sweat. The first stack is going to be 100 feet. That's going to be the stack that's going to go on your shoulder. You want to make sure this thing is nice and tight. There's not a lot of room in between this tray. Okay, so we've come to our 100-foot mark here. What we're going to do is we're just going to bend it over the end here and start our middle section.
Do we want to pull this back now?
What we want to do is we want to take our top flake and make a bite here in the middle. The reason for that is when we bring this around the back, it's going to pull this out when somebody goes to take this 100 stack on their shoulder. So we can prevent that by putting a bite right here. That way when we pull, now we have this much hose that we can walk away from the engine before it actually starts taking out our 50 feet. Okay? So we make a bite, break it right there, and then we just rotate the hose around and start our new section. Okay? When we do the brakes down here, because of the bail and the width of it, we want to make the brakes short. Okay, so maybe about two brakes short. Again, make sure that this is staying as tight as possible in here. All right, so I'm on my third row. I'm going to go ahead and come out to the front of the tray, past the bail there. Okay. These next 2 stacks are going to be 50-foot stacks. All right, so we're to our 50-foot point here. We're going to just go ahead and rotate the hose down and start our third and final stack. Now this stack is going to be really tight. It doesn't matter if the hose lays a little at an angle because of the tray here. So if we need to put this in here at a little bit of an angle, that's fine. It's 50 feet. There's not that many bites in there. Our first one is going to be our what they call lieutenant's loop, or the loop that you're going to grab to clear the bed. Okay. Again, these are at an angle a little bit. Not a big deal. This is going to get dumped on the ground anyways. Alright, so we're coming up here on the end of our 200-foot pre-connect. What we want to do with this now is we want to make sure that we're connecting it on the side of the engine that has the port. That way we're not losing any hose when we pull it by going across the engine. So if you look, the bottom slot here has the connection there. So we're going to put this tray on the bottom. Another reason why we want to put this here is up on top, whoever's doing the engineering, that valve is directly over this swivel. So it makes it easier when you're thinking about pulling something off this side, my valve is on this side. We make the connection here, and when we do that, we want to rotate this swivel down. And what that's going to do, it's going to prevent this 100-foot stack from falling over. It keeps the front nice and neat and clean for when we're ready to pull and deploy. All right, that's how you load the 3-stack pre-connect. No.
Thank you, Jeff. That was nice.
It's not a speed thing. Alright, so Chris just pulled the pre-connect, the 3-stack pre-connect. As you can see, he's got a nice Z right here as when he dropped the 100 feet off his shoulder. And then if you come back to the two 50-foot sections that deployed, what happens is we put that lieutenant's loop right in the middle of it, so you're able to break those two 50-foot sections up into a W, which basically makes two 25-foot sections here. So 25-foot section, and then another 25-foot section, and then as he ran, he pulled it in that direction and has another 25. So you can see it lays out nice and smooth for you, and it doesn't pull out and drop on the ground prior to you pulling the lieutenant's loop. I'm done.
And cut.